After I was cheated on, I remember just being completely shocked. I was completely thrown. I was really in a state of like confusion. You know what I mean? Like, what? Wait, what are you talking about? And it was one of the most difficult things to hear um, in my life. I was told by the doctor I was pre-diabetic, which was so unfortunate to hear. But I'm taking care of myself. Um, I've heard a lot of other devastating news, but hearing that the person that you signed up to be married with for the rest of your life uh, has stepped out and had another relationship with someone else, that's one of the hardest things that anybody can hear. I don't care who you are. If you've been married and you know that you loved your wife, you may not have been the greatest man, right? But to hear something like that, regardless, is completely devastating for anybody. But I remember I just, I didn't know what to really think. I didn't sleep much after hearing that. I'd say for about a month, I was completely just a wreck, trying to go to work. I had just started a new job at that time, and I still had to work on selling a certain amount of deals before I could actually get onto the floor, the sales floor. And I was two deals away when I found that out. And I remember it was just like, I got to still figure out how to do this. Very, very difficult. And so I slept for maybe like an hour every night for 1 month. I would just look at the ceiling and count all the little holes that are in there, and just recount them until I could try and fall asleep. But my mind had just completely went haywire, overthinking, um, hyper thinking, just you name it. It's like just every cycle of thought I could think of, I processed that. But after that month of me just crying and snotting and all those different things, I was laying in bed. And I remember hearing God say to me, "When are you going to stop crying? When are you going to stop crying? And because you know that I'm going to heal you. You know that I'm going to take care of you. You already know that I have your back. But there are so many people out there right now that have no idea who I am. And how can I use you when you're in this place? How can I use you?" And I remember just being like, oh my gosh, like it hurt because there was nothing I could say where I didn't feel like that was 100% accurate. I've been in my feelings for so long, feeling like this is the only thing I can do is to cry and complain and to whine and to do all those things that the natural instincts tell you to do. Now, don't get me wrong, there's always a grieving process. But some people after 10 years are still grieving their divorce because they've never taken the time to really work on themselves. So the first thing that I heard and the first thing that I did was I invested my time into other people. So if you're dealing with this right now and you've gone through something, the best thing that you can do, and I know it's hard, is to not focus on yourself. The best thing that you can do is to focus on someone else who's going through something in their life, someone else who's dealing with an issue, a problem that you might have an answer to, and you go out and do everything that you can to help them get to the place that they need to be. The reason I say that is because when you help someone else, God automatically is going to help you. When you take care of his house, he's going to take care of your house, but it's in that order. And so those are things that we have to really understand. And sometimes it's hard because the enemy wants you to be sad. He wants you to remain in this dark mental place that just never seems like you're going to get out of. But God's like, no, everything that you're going through, I already understood. Everything that you're dealing with, I already know how you can overcome that. And it's like, well, God, why would you put me through something like this in the first place? God will never give you anything more than what you can handle, meaning he knows that he is there to support you, to help you, to take care of you, but you have to be able to use him in those moments. So that was the first thing I did. Was I started ministering to um, a guy at the time. He didn't really know him that much, but he was introduced into my life um, maybe a few months before, and we talked a little bit, but all I did was invest all my time into him, everything he was dealing with in his own marriage, and what I could do to be a blessing to him, to help him with what I could do, with my talents and gifts and abilities. Long story short, from that, I have a best friend now because of that. I have a friend who no longer just needs to receive from me, but I can actually receive from him because we sharpen each other over time. It may have been me doing it for a long time, but it got to a place where now he's strong enough to walk on his own 2 feet, and now he can help me when I'm going through things. Iron sharpening iron. And that's why you do it. You get sharper the more time that you press into somebody else. So, number one, you have to do your best to learn how to invest your time into someone else when you're dealing with something, because it'll take less off your mind, focusing on you, and it will put more into how you can help somebody through their situation, and really be there for them. That was the first thing I did. After that, I had to find a really close group of friends that I could trust. It took me a little bit of time, but there were ones who were there over a period of time who helped me to understand, like, they were really there for me. It was hard for me to trust anyone because the closest people to me in my life, my ex-wife and my ex-best friend, were the ones who went out and partied together. You know what I mean? Like, it was hard. But like I mentioned before, the only way that you can start trusting again is to trust again. There is no other way around it. Like, you have to put yourself out there to see what's going to happen. And it's very scary, but there are people out there right now who know you pretty well that you haven't given a chance to get to know you better. And those people can become closer than brothers. I mean, so it's what the word of God talks about, how friends can become closer than brothers. So that means that even though your brother might be blood to you, that friend that you have can become closer than that. How can you bond something like that? And that's where I think it's just absolutely amazing how God finds people for us to connect with. The Bible mentions that how important it is that man should not be alone. So there's all these people on this earth, there's people that you know that you have a good relationship with, but that relationship can go to another level. So how do you get it there? You open up those doors, you be a little bit more vulnerable, talk about different things, and allow yourself to, tear down those walls with some new friends. Find a new community, right? There's brothers and people out there who've gone through the same thing that you have. But if you never search for them, you're never going to find them. They're not going to come looking for you. You got to go search for them. You have to be the one to put in the work. If you really want to learn how to get over what you went through, the infidelity, these are the steps that it has to take. If you don't move, nothing's going to happen, right? It's like a car. You might put the key in and push start, but until you put it into drive or... All right. Happened again. Sorry. Storage in my phone. I literally have to clean up my phone. Now it's like, you make enough mistakes. This has happened twice now. That's more than enough. So when I get settled, I'm going to be getting this phone cleaned up so we don't run into this problem again. But anyways, like I was saying, you're the one who actually has to put in the work. You have to be the one to do it because people aren't going to come find you. It might, someone might talk to you, ask you how you're doing. You can start a conversation like that. But in order for you to get over it, you're the one who has to really work towards that. So put in the time and the effort that it takes to really do that. So find the right people, get connected with them, find some new friends, some people who, can think like minded as you, and start working on that. And then, because that's important, you have the authority to do whatever you want. It's up to you, right? If you really want to change, then go change. If you don't want to change, then you're just not going to, right? But so I would start with finding someone that you can invest into, really taking the time to minister to them, to love on them, to be there for them, to help them to feel better about whatever it is that they're going through. And two, find a community of people that are like minded, that you can connect with, that will help you to get out of that rut. If you stay at home, if you don't do anything and all you're doing is playing video games, drinking soda, eating whatever the case it is, just being unhealthy, then you're going to be stuck where you're at for a very long time. And also, honestly, after that, take care of your body. If you're not eating right during the time, because it's very easy to go and eat crazy, right? At least it was for me. Like, that was the only sense of control that I had, was to eat as much as I wanted when I wanted it. The food couldn't tell me, no, I don't want you to eat me, right? Until I got full, then my body was saying, like, you got to stop. Um, Other than that, if I want to go eat pizza, I would. I had pizza month. Okay. This is how bad it was. I ate pizza every single day for 1 full month. I'm not even kidding you. And I gained about 40 pounds. So don't do that. But take care of your body while you're going through this stuff. Go to the gym, really start sweating out that frustration, that anger, the pain, and start working on getting your body in order, because the other option is to go out there, drink, party, do all that stuff that's just not going to help you. So those are the three things that I would tell you to do, because those are the three things that I did. I got into the gym almost right away, after I found out what was going on. And I was in the gym for 2 to 4 hours. No joke. Then I started ministering to, like I said, now my best friend. Why? Because he was going through something, but God already knew I was going to be taken care of. He was going to be there for me. So I wanted to make sure that the other brother who was going through what he was dealing with, that he knew that God was going to be there for him too. And then third or second, whatever order you want to put it in, you can do it however you want. These are just three things that I did. Is finding a good community, just a close knit of people that I had to trust, and give them those things and see what happens. And I'm glad that I did, because now I have a strong circle. I have a new best friend that is literally uh, everything that I could ask for. Someone who knows even more, knows everything about me, and I trust him with my whole heart. And then getting my body together, like, I didn't really take it seriously at the time because I didn't understand, but getting your health in order is going to be very helpful. It gives you a chance to sweat out all that pain, all those toxins, and get you thinking differently again. So hope this is helpful. Anyways, we'll talk soon. Have a good day, brothers, and love y'all. See ya.